Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I really appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to continue this series, and this time I'm going to do the Chicago Blackhawks, an original six team, a team with so much history, so many. I could sit here for an hour and tell you stories about the Chicago Blackhawks and the things that they've gone through and some of the players that they've had on their roster. But I have to narrow this down to 5 things that I like about the Chicago Blackhawks. And if you've followed me for a while, you'll know that I'm not really a Chicago Blackhawks fan at all. In fact, they're at the bottom of my list, but genuinely there are things about the Chicago Blackhawks that I do really like, and I'm going to tell you those right now. So here we go. Here are the 5 things that I like about the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 1, history. Now, every team has a history. The Vegas Golden Knights have a history, and they're only 3 years old or 2 years old or whatever it is. They already have history. They went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Think about a team like Chicago, an original 6 team that's been around forever, and think about all the history that they have, all the players that have played for that team. Stan Mikita and Esposito and Bobby Hall, Jeremy Roenick, the list goes on. Chris Chelios, there's so many names that I could pull out of the hat here to tell you that have played for Chicago. And if you're really, really young, maybe you don't know some of those names, but I grew up watching some of those players. So to me, just in my lifetime, there's a ton of Chicago Blackhawks history, and unfortunately no cups in the Chicago Blackhawks history in my youth or my younger days, but as an adult, it's I'm going to talk a little bit about that recent history and one of my other things on this list. But if you think back, it's in a historic franchise. And even if I dislike the team, or even if you do dislike, if you're watching this and you do dislike the Chicago Blackhawks, it's hard not to respect their history and everything that they've been through since the NHL started. And that goes to all original 6 teams. You have to appreciate the history regardless of the team. And that's an easy one for my list. Number 2, recent success. Here it is, the recent success. The Chicago Blackhawks have won 3 Stanley Cups in the last decade. Quite remarkable. I don't know if I don't want to say that we'll never see it again, because LA, they won 2. Pittsburgh, they won 2. It's not unreasonable to think that it could happen again. Boston, they won 1 and they were in the finals twice. So they could have won 3. They could have been right there along with Chicago. So maybe it's unfair of me to say that we won't see a team win 3 Stanley Cups in 5 years or 3 Stanley Cups in 10 years. I don't see that happening. There's so much parity in the NHL now. I personally just don't see that happening. So it's quite remarkable that the Chicago Blackhawks have been able to do this. Their first cup win in 2010 ended that long drought. I think the previous cup before that was 1961. I believe they defeated the Montreal Canadiens actually in the first round in 61 to knock them out, and then went on to defeat the Detroit Red Wings as well. So, it was a long time between Stanley Cups, and their recent success is unfortunately one of the things I don't like about them either. I've been forced to watch Chicago play so much between 2010 and 2016 or whatever it was that I got sick of them. But what happened? They fell down. And then they fell down some more. And then they fell down some more. And what's happening now? They're rising back up. And that's a story that I can cheer for. Yeah, they have recent success, but I like underdogs. And now they're kind of an underdog, and I can cheer for that. So Chicago Blackhawks are definitely moving up my list of teams that I like. Number 3, jerseys. Now, when I first started this channel, I made a jersey ranking video ranking all of the NHL jerseys, all of the dark ones and then all of the white ones. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, both the white and the dark were very far down on my list for Chicago. And that had a lot to do with, I think maybe I was being a little bit biased, because I generally did not like Chicago at all at that time. Obviously, I just said that they're moving up my list and stuff, but if we go back 3 years to when I started this channel, that's at the beginning of 2017. They just had won the cup in the past 2 years. Their third cup, I was on Chicago Blackhawks overload, so I was not very happy with them. And then time passed. And then I let that negativity escape my viewpoints, and I took a second look at the jerseys in Chicago. They're so nice. Really, they're so nice. If I'm being unbiased, and if I'm being completely fair to Chicago, the organization and their fans, they have amazing jerseys. Here's a fun fact. if you look at, I mean, I collect jerseys. If you're new to this video, hey, I collect jerseys. I have almost over 100, I think now, over 90 for sure. I have a ton of NHL jerseys. They're just off to my left there. Fun fact, there's not another team in the NHL that I have more jerseys for from a specific team than Chicago. There's one here, there's one up here, there's one down there. I'm wearing this jersey. This jersey is quickly becoming one of my favorite jerseys of all time. Now, the Colorado jersey with the triangle throwback kind of logo and jersey, that is my favorite jersey of all time. I can genuinely say that this might be in my top 4 or top 5. The St. Louis Blues Winter Classic one is in there. The Boston Bruins Winter Classic one from this game is in there. There's just something about this jersey. I think it's because it's different. If you look at that one, it's generally the same as their white jersey. If you look at this one, it's generally the same as their white jersey. This one has always kind of looked like that. They have a black version of that they wore for a little bit. I hope that comes back in Adidas, by the way. I really like the black version of their jersey in Adidas. But then you have this one, something that's, I mean, they wore black before, I just said that, but it's completely different. Stripes on the shoulders, completely different. Logo, kind of a throwback, a monochrome black and white version. The stripes on the arms are like, I love this jersey. It's so amazing. I wish I had a name and number on it. Hopefully someday I can get those sewn on, but I mean, jerseys have to be on the list. If I'm being fair to Chicago, they have to be on the list for me. Number 4. Alex DeBrincat. Now, as an actual true Montreal Canadiens fan, even though I'm wearing Chicago stuff, Montreal's my favorite team, and when Montreal traded for Andrew Shaw, they gave away a pick, and I believe that pick turned into Alex DeBrincat. I did not like the trade at the time. I've never been a fan of Andrew Shaw, and I was really disappointed to see the Montreal Canadiens obtain him, and I was even more disappointed to see that pick turned into Alex DeBrincat. And because of that, I was like, you know what? Screw you, Marc Bergevin. I'm going to cheer for Alex DeBrincat. I don't care what team he's on. That's our pick. He should have been a Montreal Canadian, kind of, if you want to look at it that way. And I mean, since that kind of like slap in the face to Bergeron that I'm doing, that he doesn't care about or will never see or wouldn't care anyways, even if he did see it, it's just my little way of getting back, and I'm going to cheer for Alex DeBrincat. And because of that, I actually do like Alex DeBrincat. Not because of that, but like I started to watch Alex DeBrincat, and because I started watching Alex DeBrincat, I'm like, wait, I actually liked Alex DeBrincat because of the way he plays, because of the way he's a talented player. He's a talented young kid. He's fast. He's small. He's all over the ice. He's been a little inconsistent, which is a little frustrating. But I mean, Chicago, if you want to get rid of him, just send him back to Montreal. We'd gladly take him. Number 5, Goalhorn. In the early days of this channel, I released a video about Goalhorns with my friend Jason and Justin, who you've probably seen on the main channel Post to Post, or maybe this channel more Post to Post. That video was kind of a joke. We just kind of did it because someone suggested it. We rated the Goalhorns. We didn't take it seriously. It was just kind of a big joke, basically. And it's one of the videos that have done the best on the channel, which is kind of funny. Maybe we should actually rank them and take it a little bit more seriously. But I would say that I don't really care about Goalhorns that much. There are some Goalhorn fanatics out there. They just love them. They're obsessed. There's specific channels dedicated to Goalhorns and sirens and stuff, which is awesome. I love that the people are that passionate about certain topics. For me, it doesn't really matter that much. However, I really do like the Chicago Blackhawks Goalhorn. It's in your face. It's loud. Yeah, I mean, how do you not like it? It sounds awesome. So a subjective one, but I think one that a lot of people will agree with me on. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. If you could hit the subscribe button down below if you're not already, that would be awesome. Hit the like button too if you did like this video. Share it around. And thanks for watching. Hope you can join me on the main channel too, Post to Post. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Adios.